Holy cow, I'm live. It didn't even do a countdown that time, but it did get me live. Holy cow. This is what was that, three or four tries, I guess, to try and go live tonight. So I apologize for the delay, my friends. My friends. Welcome, welcome. So tonight, as it says, these are songs that mention cities. So this should be pretty fun fun time. Now, the spread of trivia for this one isn't going to be as broad. I think I may have gone back to the 40s. I'm not sure because I was working on a couple trivia at the same time. Multitasking with trivia. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Um, so yeah, we're doing songs that mention cities. Oh yeah, I do see here. I do probably have one from the 40s, and I think as current as we get is maybe the 2000s. So that's kind of the range tonight. But we do have some music news while we wait for other people to come in here. Coheed and Cambria, I had heard about them from Bimbo Barbarella, and I think I may have a CD of theirs. But they inspired a new flavor of ice cream from the Shamery in Baltimore. Uh, they it's called the flavor is called the Father of Cake Believe from the Coheed album, The Father of Make Believe. So it's birthday cake ice cream with peanut butter cup chunks in it. So Coheed said it tastes fantastic. And in other news, Heart dedicated what song was it? These Dreams. They played a concert at New Orleans Jazz Festival. And so they dedicated These Dreams after the Taylor Swift Jason Kelsey engagement announcement. So that was pretty cool. Very sweet of them. Annie Lennox will be doing a book tour in New Jersey, New York, and LA. That event kicks off October 11th in Jersey. And then she'll do one at Cooper Union in New York, October 14th. And she'll end her tour dates with the book signing at Rizzoli's in New York. Then she's headed to LA. She'll do a Live Talks LA appearance, and then she'll do a signing December 9th at Book Soup. But you'll have to reserve your tickets for that. So check that out over at annielennox.com, I believe it is. And then Bon Jovi, he's enlisted some superstar friends. So they have he has a 16th studio album called Forever, and it's going to be a lot of collaborations. So A-list lineup there, including Bruce Springsteen, Def Leppard, Joe Elliott, Jelly Roll, Ryan Tedder, Avril Lavigne, Jason Isbell, James Bay, and Lainey Wilson. And that CD is available for pre-order now. And then the punk rock band Offspring from California. They have a new music video called Truth and Fiction, and they say they're not political, but they're just observing. So, but it ponders fake news and disinformation. So very punk of them, very punk of them. So very good there, very good there. I hope everybody's had a great week, but that kind of covers it for. Yeah, well, Chris, it's always going to be a sad day in America these days, you know. It's just going to be that way. So, unfortunately. Hello, Simple Happy Life. How are you doing, darling? Good to see you. I'm so glad Lori's back. I was getting concerned, like 5 days is a lot. So, but I think she's worn herself out. Did she go live since the first night she got back from the hospital? I haven't seen her. I was there that first night hanging out. I teased Lori. It wasn't, I think it may have been Was it after I knew she had been in the hospital or before? I can't remember. I'm doing okay. Simple life. I'm ready to get my shoulder surgery done. So ready. Because you let things go for a while and then, I mean, last night, by the end of the day, my arm's a mess. I went to pick up some sour cream and it went everywhere. Um, and Chris kind of wiped it up, but he kind of like wiped it, more smeared it. So today I'm vacuuming so I can mop and ugh, I'm just over it. Oh my. So have we heard from Chris what's going on? I know Chris has the number. Maybe Troy does too. Because that's not good. That's concerning. I saw Swede's video earlier today. The 10th, the ninth. I keep getting my dates mixed up. So the ninth. So that'll be fun. What is that? 2 weeks from now. Is it? But I've got so many doctor appointments, and then it's crazy. I still have my follow up for my eye surgery to do because you do the day of surgery, you do a week after surgery, you do a month out. So I still have to do that follow up, and I have breast stuff coming up. I've got dental cleaning coming up, and then all my follow up surgeries for my surgery, and then I've got all the pre-op stuff too. I got pre-op with the doctor. I got a pre-op with the hospital. I've got a because I insisted on having my surgery done at the hospital because I'm 62 and I wanted to make sure I was in a facility that could do like emergency heart stuff. And I think that's important. Even if you're having dental work, they put you under, they're watching your blood pressure, they should be. And, at my age, I like to be near a hospital to have any procedures done. So, doctors near a hospital, dentists near a hospital, that type of thing. Uh, it's a lot. It is a lot. I know. Now, I have some really good breast specialists here because I got tired of it. I had a scare young. I had like a like hyperplasia stuff, right? So I was in my early 20s. So I've been doing breast stuff every year since my 20s. I've skipped a couple, admittedly. It gets old. I skipped it more when I was younger. I'd do a couple years, I'd be good. I think for the first like 5 years, I did it every year. But then hit my 30s, I was working, busy, so I did take some breaks here and there. But I found a really good group that I I went to them that I was going someplace and I had to have an aspiration and it was time for a mammogram, but I wanted to have the cyst aspirated because it was painful. It was huge. And I made my appointment and for the aspiration of the cyst and the mammogram, and they only scheduled me for a mammogram. I was so furious. I'm like, the aspiration of the cyst was so much more important because it's so painful. So I'd had it. That was kind of like the final straw because there was an insurance thing. They scheduled me like a week before my year would have been up. So they wanted me to pay out of pocket. They didn't tell me this before I came. So I walked out without a mammogram that year. And so the second time I'm like had enough. So I found this group and when you go in, they do ultrasound, they do a mammogram. If they need you to get a spot mammogram, they'll do that right away, which they've done for me before. And then I was told we need to do a biopsy. And I was like, when are we going to do that? I was still working at the time. And they're like, we're going to do it right now today. I was like, really? That's awesome. And they're like, wow, we've never seen that kind of reaction before. But yeah, I've stuck with them, and I hope they never go out of business because every breast, like, the stress, right? And what was happening before is I'd do the mammogram and they'd be like, oh, we need you to come back in. There's a spot we need to double check. And then it was like that every freaking year. And all that back and forth and, waiting. You wait a month and then they're like, oh, you got to come back in. Then you wait another month. And it's too much stress. Like finding a doctor that does it all. Why can't they all do that? Like, it just makes so much sense. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. But basically, you're there for, it could be up to a couple hours. Sometimes it's really fast. Right. But like the waiting is the worst. Hey, Hike with Mike. I know. We're talking about boobs and nobody's here. Well, Mike came. We know what kind of guy Mike is. He answers to the call of the boobs. Oh, gosh. No, it's just our medical system. Oh, and then, right? So I know, Vinny. I got a new shirt too. I got a new Pink Floyd shirt. But get this. So on my medical stuff. Since the accident, I haven't been able to wear underwire bras, and so I'm wearing these sports bras. But as large as I am, they come like right on that shoulder, and they just like cut in, cut in. But they were saying, I guess there's this thing right after my clavicle, and that explains probably why my clavicle's so sore. But there's this thing, and they wanted to do, I guess, clip it and do like an insert of something there, and the insurance denied it. So I don't know if I'll be able to wear bras comfortably ever again. Oh, the shirt I got, get this, Torrid, and Torrid does smaller sizes. If you didn't know, Torrid is having a killer sale, or they were. I think I got this for 12 or $15. And then I got a Beatles shirt, and it's all studs for the Beatles. I think it may be rhinestones even. And then Beatles. And I think that was $10. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. This sports bra, it's not anything that holds much. I got the uniboob going on, but it's what I wear all the time. And I got the side boob going on because it didn't hold me in right. But I'll let you know. Chris orders them for me. And then because I'm having the surgery, I've ordered a front closure type. I know it's not supporting at all, but I've got I ordered a front closure for when I had my shoulder surgery. I had one and I must have given it to Goodwill. I never wore it much. But these bras just kill me though. But I'd love to be able to wear maybe I'll go to for a fitting. I know, Mike. I need to show you my art piece, dude. I don't think I have any pictures of it here. I have an art piece. It's almost like life size. Well, if you're 5 foot, it's life size. It doesn't have a head and it doesn't have feet, but it's pants. It's Union Jack pants and the Beatles shirt and a blazer. It's probably about the same look I'm going for when I go to the Who concert. That's an awesome shirt. And the fact that he can still wear it, that's amazing. Are you still wearing the same size pants you did in high school too, Mike? Vinny, we were talking about boobs. We were talking about boobs. Oh, and I teased Lori. So if you don't know, Vinny, Lori was in the hospital, right? And I don't remember if it was before or after I found out she was going to be in the hospital, but she was, she wears these pinafore type dresses with a t-shirt underneath. And so she was on her live, and I guess the pinafore shoulder had fallen off, or maybe her shoulder was showing a little bit, and she was like trying to get herself all fixed up. And I said, "Oh, don't tell me that Vinny's been a bad influence on you, and you're trying to drum up business for your OnlyFans account." She laughed. She didn't see it till she got back from the hospital. But that was saying, so she must be doing okay. Everybody's lopsided. And Vinny, you come across as a guy that would have three nipples. I've known three guys that had three nipples. That's the crazy thing. And they all knew each other. That was the crazier thing. That was the crazier thing. Steve, Slade, and Scott. Yeah. It's a thing, y'all. It's a thing. But yeah, so Lori did reply to messages. So she must be home, probably recovering because she went to bed early that night. She looked tired. You get no rest in the dang hospital. See, Mike, it prepared you for married life. It prepared you for married life. Yeah, I think she needs rest too. Yeah. All right. My phone's gonna freak, or my camera's gonna freak out now. Ah, camera problems. All right. So I mentioned earlier the songs in this week's trivia are based on cities, and the range of time period is going to be pretty much, I think, 30s, 40s to 2000s at the latest. Hey, Sharon, I'm doing great. How are you doing? I'm doing as well as I can, which is pretty awesome. Actually, all things considered. I've lost my body, but I still have my mind. All right. For a bit, anyway. For a bit longer. All right. Let's get started. Sorry for the late start, too, because I had to start with YouTube 3 times, 4 times. Your burger is still under the sofa. But, with my mopping today, I did get some baseboards first. Did the baseboards and the mopping. So, yeah. So I did pretty well. And I went live and made potato soup today. So that was fun. And that was all before I had trivia written, completed. I didn't do that and shower till after I made soup. All right, let's get started. Question number 1. This song began with a guitar part by Paul Stanley, who explained, I had the basic riff of the song, the get up, get down part, but I didn't know what the song was about, except it was about what city? Detroit, Rock City. Mike is coming in fast tonight, buddy. Watch out, Vinny. So, Mike, did you have a mate before you got on? Mate latte? The king of metal. That's right. Nobody's more metal than you. When are you going to sing for us, Mike? Get with me anytime. Maybe we could do a sing along. Question number 2. Wilbert Harrison, Muddy Waters, Fats Dominoes, and the Beatles sang about this city. Sing and wear the t shirt. That's right. Kansas City, here I come. Yes. That would be Kansas City. One for Mike, one for Vinny. Number 3. This song is a Brazilian bossa nova and jazz song. It was a worldwide hit in the mid 1960s and won a Grammy for Record of the Year in 1965. I kind of expected Vinny to know this. Copacabana. Nope. And that would be Colombia. But this song is a Brazilian bossa nova and jazz song. It's a worldwide hit in the mid 1960s and won a Grammy for Record of the Year in 1965. Nope. Going once. Going twice. That would be the girl from Ipanema. Ipanema. The girl from Ipanema. I hope she didn't have eczema. That she got in Panama. Lots of moths. See, you should have guessed that. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know the words to it. But I think every classic jazz band knows Girl from Ipanema. I think it gets requested a lot too. Maybe not so much these days, but yeah. Number 4. How many cities are mentioned in Huey Lewis's Heart of Rock and Roll? How many cities are, nope, not 10. It's definitely elevator music. And lends itself well to a good MIDI file. Nope, higher, higher, higher. Higher than Vinny. Detroit, Hollywood. Lower Vinny, higher Mike. Oh gosh. There you go, Vinny. 14. 14 it is. All right, we're going back a little ways again. Number 5. This song is a composition written by Duke Ellington and Bubber Miley. It was also covered by Steely Dan and Dave Grusin. Bubber Miley's real name is James. He was a trumpeter and cornet player, specializing in use of the plunger mute. Oh. He died at 32. Born in 29. Born in Aiken, South Carolina, died in New York. He died of tuberculosis, but he pretty much was a terrible alcoholic. That's so unfortunate. No, not Take the A Train. But that is a good song. So many people have recorded that. Boobs. It would be East St. Louis, Toodaloo. East St. Louis, Toodaloo. Number 6, Midnight Oil mentions two cities in the song Beds Are Burning. What are they? Dun, dun, dun. Did you like Midnight Oil? I liked them a lot. I thought they had more potential. I'm gonna totally butcher the words, the name, these city names. It's gonna be Kintor and Yinduman Dumu. And oh, I guess I need to put my cursor there. Kintar and what is he there? Seems very Asian. Yindumu. There you go. So am I the only one that liked Midnight Oil? Number 7. Robert De Niro was this film's star, and he initially found the original version of the title song lightweight, prompting the songwriters to create the iconic version we know today. It was written by John Kander and Fred Ebb. New York, New York. Yes, New York, New York. So apparently, Robert De Niro thought it was pretty lame, and so they umphed it up. They zhuzhed it up. Is that how they say it? Zhuzhed it. Number 8. This James Brown song mentions 9 cities. This James Brown song mentions 9 cities. And you know what? And maybe it was a version I listened to. I don't know. I don't think I listened to a live version. But what is that? Lyrics Genius or whatever that one lyric site is. They said that in the lyrics to this, and I'm going to have to look to see if I can find the version of it. But it said something like, "Eat your heart out, Eddie Murphy," or something. Let's see, Living in America. Genius, yeah, Genius on their lyrics. It says, yeah, I think it's where Genius says right here on the outro, Living in America, Eddie Murphy, Eat Your Heart Out. I'm going to have to go and listen to that and see if that was really said. And if so, I guess that was payback for Eddie Murphy doing the too hot for the hot tub Eddie Murphy bit. That was so funny. Whenever we see a hot tub at a hotel, that's the first thing we say. Too hot for the hot tub. Yeah. So 9 cities were mentioned in James Brown's song. I think that came out right before the uh, did that come out? No, that was after the centennial, right? 1985. Yeah, it came out in 85. So, yeah. But that was a funny bit. Oh, I loved Eddie Murphy. And I liked Charlie Murphy and when he was on Chappelle's show. Charlie was funny. That whole Rick James bit on Chappelle's show. I had so many classic moments in there. I want to get a unity ring one of these days. The darkness is upon us. Oh my gosh. So dang funny. All right, number 9. Billy Gibbons explained, growing up in Texas, there were 2 requirements towards manhood. You had to visit which town, and you had to go to the Mexican border. Which town was he talking about? LaGrange. Very good, Mike. Vinny, I think I shorted you a point. Living in America, because I got sidetracked. So, what are you guys tied 3-3 right now? That's amazing. How? Yeah, but you teach history now, right? Eddie Murphy and Coming to America is sexual chocolate. Is that the one that had peaches in it? My name is Peaches and I'm the best. All the DJs want to touch my breast. Oh, the rap thing. I forget. Was that movie? I forget. Because I loved like Coming to America, Gonna Get You Sucker, and what was it? Oh, Hollywood Shuffle with Robert Townsend in it. It was so dang funny. So dang funny. I love those 3 movies. Well, they're a lot more than that, but Oh my gosh. Oh, Dana Carvey was hilarious. Still is. Still is. He was so good. Church Lady, classic. Classic. Now, did y'all ever watch Second City TV as well as Saturday Night Live? Because Second City TV, I used to have the DVDs. Eugene Levy ended up doing. I guess he got it pressed and got all the Second City TV season 1 and season 2. They're 2 different CDs, but I pre-ordered season 1 when they made mention of it, and they said they were taking orders. Man, I was on it. I don't even know how I found out about it, but they got stolen when our house got broken into. So, along with all my Eddie Izzard collection, I had every Eddie Izzard DVD there was. Ah, you're so funny, Mike. That's such an American thing to say. Gosh. And Living Color was really good too. Oh yeah, Stewart. It was so funny. Oh, those were the days. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. See, YouTube is full of Stewarts. Oh gosh. Yeah, YouTube is definitely full of Stewarts. All right. Um, Number 10. This song wasn't written by Frank Sinatra, but by Fred Fisher in 1922. It has been recorded by at least 82 different artists. And that was a shocker to me. Not New York, New York. You already answered that. Not New York, New York. Dun, 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 dun. I want to know what the first version sounded like now. Nope, not Houston. Not Houston. I don't think Frank ever sang about Houston. And he did have connections, although unsavory connections to this town. No, not Rome. It is an American city, not Las Vegas, not New York. Nope. Ah, man, I'm cramping. I was cramping this morning. I was not Tennessee or any. You did Houston, maybe. No, it was Chicago, Chicago. Yeah, Chicago. His other mob connection, or mob town connection. Number 11. This song by Kool and the Gang was the group's first number one R&B single, reaching that position in June 1974. My fingers are cramping. My feet were cramping. I drink a ton of water. I drink 2 very large cups of coffee. It'd probably equal 3 in the morning. I drink 64 ounces of water every day. I've been drinking soup. Maybe I need to back off. Maybe it's too much liquid. Maybe do a. Oh, Chicago is lovely, Mike. Chicago is a great city. If you like food and you like museums, the Natural History Museum, Art Museum, like the Art Museum was super impressive. Uh, what else did we do? We did the historical. It's an architectural boat tour, and you go back on the river. You go into Stinking Creek over there, so you learn a little bit more about the history and see some really cool architecture. Learn about that. They have some amazing restaurants. Yeah, Chicago is nice though. And then you just go outside to Oak Park, and then you have all the Frank Lloyd Wright stuff if you're into architecture, which I am. And everybody is friendly, happy. The metro was easy to take. I've stayed a week in Lincoln Park, and I've stayed a week in Bucktown. No, Chicago's fine. The coolest thing in Chicago is the I always screw up the name. So I will tell you what it is. It is the Griffin Museum of Science and Industry. That's on the south side of Chicago. We took buses there. We took the metro there. Hey, Mrs. Hopkins, good to see you. Very good to see you. No, we're just like halfway through. You can still beat these guys. Mike has 3. Vinny has 3. Bucktown, Buck town. Been to some festivals. I like New York City too. But Chicago was pretty cool. And the coolest thing about the Griffin Museum of Science and Industry is that there is a, believe it or not, there's a German U-boat submarine in the building. They built the building around the submarine. That wing of the building, you have your main entrance, typical, what is that, Georgian architecture, with columns and stuff. And then they has 2 wings. Well, one wing is a German U-boat. It's insane. It is so cool. My only regret is that I didn't have more time that day. By the time we took the bus, got down there, got in, saw some stuff, went to the submarine. It was time to go because we had to get up to the art museum for dinner. Because art museum does dinner like once a week. So, in the Kraken Butt Town. Now, I liked it. And the people are so our theory is people are so nice in Chicago because they're cramped up all winter. So when the weather's nice and summer comes, everybody's out biking and walking and hiking and just having a good old time and just so happy. Oh, Detroit. No, I like Detroit too. I had such a good time in Detroit. I thought it was such a cool city. I loved it. Absolutely loved Detroit. I think only where CW hung out, Simple Life. That's my impression. Because I saw none of that when I was there. Now, we didn't go out at night, but every city I've ever lived in, it didn't matter if it was day or night. If there were prostitutes, I didn't see anything. And we drove around the city. We didn't just like, oh, let's go to Motown only. Like in between, if we had time, I drove around. We drove through neighborhoods, some run down, some not. Um, but yeah, I love driving around. So we did a lot of that. Videos are coming. Videos coming. It was super cool. Like when we went down to downtown, we went to the Fisher Building because we just had time, right? So it was Saturday. So I was like, it's Saturday. Let's go to the Fisher Building today. And so we just went out and we parked right across from the entrance, got out of our car, went in the Fisher Building, hung out, took video. It was awesome. It was awesome. I loved it. Everywhere we went. And our hotel, so restaurants, we pretty much did Taylor, Southgate, Dearborn. What was that? Allen Park. Where else did we went up like past the Rogue Factory and beyond. It was like country, and then all of a sudden there are shops and stuff. But we went through a lot of like kind of like along the landing path of the jets. kind of out there. I forget, Garden City, something like that. Vinny, I think that's what your mom had when you were born, right? Yeah, no, simple happy life. It was fine. It was fine. I never felt unsafe. And I went downtown. So on we went downtown Juneteenth weekend. It was great, which was fine. The only large city I like is oh yeah, I want to do Boston. I've not done Boston. I saw zero hookers. Zero. In fact, I'm trying to think, did I see many homeless people? I don't think I saw many homeless people there. I didn't see many homeless people in Cedar Rapids. We saw one, and that was it. Yeah, downtown. I lived in Tampa too. I didn't go to college. I was dating somebody that went to college when I lived there. And then there's that time I went when I was 16. I hung out with the Beta Boys, Mike. They were a bunch of jerks, but I guess that was the Beta Boys. That was the hot dudes on campus. Yes, USF. My dad let me go there with a girlfriend to visit her sister who was in college at USF. And it was a girls' weekend, and another girl went with us. And I was surprised my dad let me go because my dad was one, you got to be home at midnight on weekends. Once the game is over, you got an hour to get home. That type of dad, you know, had to work on during the summers, never was allowed to drive the car, even though I had my learner's permit. If I wanted anything, I had to buy it myself. I had to buy my back to school clothes with the money I earned in this. It was a rough life. But my dad let me go on this adventure, his drinking weekend, where one of the places there they had all you could drink. You paid your cover, you got in, and it was all you could drink, sangria and 7 Up. Man, sangria is not something you want to get drunk off of. And luckily I didn't. I knew when to stop. And then we get home that one night, and the other girl that went with us, whose sister wasn't in the school, we get a call that she had run away from home and they were looking for her, and the police were notified and stuff. The girl told us she could go and she had no permission. So she kind of ruined the weekend. Tracy. Tracy was a bad influence. She wasn't a bad influence. She was just a bad girl. She would do stuff I would never do. She ended up dying young. She had asthma really bad. Spring break in Daytona. Yeah, but spring break was too close to also because I didn't go to Daytona too much. I went to Bike Week. I went to I think one year, but I normally went to Smyrna or Turtle Mound, south of there. Oh, layaway, yeah, layaway. Yeah, whole school wardrobe on layaway. Yeah, back in the days. Do they do layaway anymore? Guess Walmart doesn't, do they? They may want to bring that back. I would say it'd be a good idea. I hope you're having a good week, Martha. It is good to see you. Oh, and I'll mention too, Martha, you're doing the Bimbo Barbarella special on the 13th, right? So we're doing a Bimbo Barbarella tribute September, I think, 30th. No, I'm sorry, September 13th. It's Addie Pickle's birthday, and it is, yeah. So 9 o'clock on the Mark Kropka Pirate Radio channel. We'll be doing that. But Martha, I just grabbed a bunch of pictures of her from Twitter. I'm just going to edit them and send them to Mark. Yeah. Oh, good, Mrs. Hopkins. You got to show us what you're making. I know you're all in the Christmas spirit already. Honeymoon Island. I've never been there. I didn't do much of the West Coast. I mean, when I lived there, yes, thank you, Mrs. Hopkins. That's Eastern time. Yeah. But no, I'd like to explore more of the West Coast, though. I have been here and there, hither and dither. All right, so where are we? I got to yakking. Oh man, we got off on comedy stuff. Everybody goes from New York to Florida. All the New Yorkers went to Florida to escape the New Yorkers. Now, when I was growing up there weren't so many New Yorkers in Florida. In fact, my high school boyfriend and maybe a couple other people were the only people I knew from New York. See, now Long Island, you get out further out Long Island, it gets pretty farm country, very country out there. You gotta get out towards, the second half of the island. All right, Chicago. We did that one. Oh, this is a song nobody's answered yet, I believe. This song by Kool and the Gang was the group's first number one R&B single, reaching that position in June 1974. Thanks again for the photo, Martha. I was able to use it again. I thought, hey, we're doing cities. We can use that again. Looks good. Anyone know? Bueller? All right. This song by Kool and the Gang was the group's first number one R&B single, reaching that position in 1974. 1, 2, 3. Hollywood Swingin'. Question number 12. The original I've Been Everywhere. Do you know that song? I think the most probably famous version is Johnny Cash's version. I think they did a commercial for that. I've been everywhere, man. Anyway, it mentions a lot of cities, but the one that Johnny Cash sang was not the original. No. So the original I've Been Everywhere mentions songs from which country? And we know it's not Canadian because it's in English. Mrs. Hopkins, you missed it. Mike said he's never been to Canada. He doesn't speak the language. Hike with Mike got it. It is Australia. And let me tell you, some of the cities in Australia. I've never looked at a map closely. I've never looked at a map closely. Um, and I think there are multiple. There's a Canadian version even. Uh, the original lyrics. Oh, it's not. Oh, is it going to let me copy? Oh, it will. Oh my goodness, y'all. Copy text. Wait till you see this list. There you go, Mike. Oh, it's not even going to let me do. But look at some of these names. Oh. Is it even going to do that? Oh my. Whoa. Hold on, I'm trying to, it's not letting me, of course, put all of it in there. These are some of the names, but then it gets kind of really wild. Oh, sperm whale? Wait. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't even get that up. That's what she said. Yeah, go look at the original lyrics though. I mean, it's crazy. Whalebone, Drumbeg, Sandwell, Olerbar, Brickyard, Toscano, Spring Beach. I don't know. This may be somewhere else. This may be the Canadian version. No? Jeff Mack. No way. Value Village. That's a thrift store. Home Depot. This isn't it. Somebody's messing around. But if you can find the original version, which I think it is like out, it's out there. Because I saw it and I was like, there's no way I can pronounce all these words. Too much water for me, man. I do want to go to the Canadian side. But that's the only Great Lake I've not been to. So, yeah, I think that's a parody. Somebody else wrote that. So ignore that crap. I'll just remove it because it means nothing. Nothing. Anyway, there's some strange words, but I guess, when you consider it's probably all indigenous names. So now I like that. Believe it or not, I can't believe Florida left so many Indian names. But good for them. Good on them. Number 13, songwriter Danny Flowers wrote this song in about 30 minutes in a Tulsa hotel room. His bass player turned down the chance to help finish it, saying he was already in bed watching the Rockford Files. Eric Clapton recorded a cover. Imagine that. What's the song, Hike with Mike? It happened in a Tulsa hotel room. But Eric Clapton, most of his songs are covers of other people, even his early stuff. Mostly covers. In the early days, he didn't really attribute a lot of his music to the original artist. Paprodes. Now you're going to have me looking stuff up. Oh, that hurt my shoulders. Paprodes. What the heck is that? An orchid? Splain, Vinny. Splain. Autocorrect. Still water. No. Parody. There you go. Oh, I see you're messing with Mrs. Hopkins. All right. It was living on Tulsa time. Living on Tulsa time. Living on Tulsa time. But apparently, Eric Clapton was a big fan of Danny Flowers. Give Mike said Tulsa first, but I said he was in a Tulsa hotel room. But the song was Living on Tulsa Time. We'll give it to Mike anyway, just because we like him. We'll do bimbo points today. Number 14, Born in the USA, mentions 2 cities. What are they? Born in the USA mentions 2 cities. Not Detroit, not New Jersey, no Long Dong Daddies. Long Dong Daddy, isn't that a song by the Squirrel Nut Zippers? I think there is a song. No. What is this? From Etsy. Long Dong Daddy from Cincinnati, your new favorite short. You can buy a t-shirt that says Long Dong Daddy from Cincinnati. Oh my gosh. But it's definitely Florida man wearing the shirt. Zoot Suit Riot. That was a good song. I like Cherry Poppin' Daddies. All right. Whoa, what happened? I shared myself. All right, here we go. There you go. Long Dong Daddy from Cincinnati. It looks like somebody Clowney'd hang out with. Oh my gosh. All right, where did I stop sharing that? I don't know if I can I do that again? I think you have to click on window and then click your own window, and then is the infinity. Like, remember those infinity simple happy life. See, Vinny, you're influencing people now. Now you got Simple Happy Life saying he's hot. You got Lori that's, thinking about doing her OnlyFans channel now. I swear. I swear. All right. See, Vinny could be an influencer. When are you going to start your channel, Vinny? So, Born in the USA mentions what 2 cities? None in the USA. They're Quezon and Saigon were mentioned. Quezon and Saigon. All right, here we go. Fingers to the keyboard because y'all all probably know this one, except for Mike. Sorry, Mike. Sorry. But you might know it. 2 free memberships. That's right. NWA had their first hit on this title track from their first album. NWA had their first hit on this title track from their first album. And I remember where I was when I first heard that album. I was in Columbus, Ohio. No, outside of Columbus, Ohio, actually. Would have been a 4th of July weekend more than likely, or a funeral, one of the two. Straight out of Compton. You got it. My, is that live? Live chat? Mike got it. Mike might win this one. Ooh, 5-3. Is that Dublin? No, that was not Dublin. You're going to be in Compton soon? Oh, Dublin, Ohio? Have I been to Dublin, Ohio? Let me tell you. I've been everywhere, man. It's just south of Dublin, Ohio, believe it or not. There's a field of corn. Oh, northeast. No, no, not Dublin. I was east of Columbus. East. That is funny though. When you look up Dublin, Ohio on the map, it'll show cornfield and then a little location marker. No, no, not Columbus, not northwest of Columbus. But yeah. I've been to what's that town? I think there's a famous YouTuber from there. What's his name? Blonde hair, blue eyes, young guy. He has his kids, and then he married a young girl, and they do like I don't know. He's kind of up there with what's his name? Was that Miller's Port? I think he was kind of up there with the Paul and all those guys when they were popular. But he kind of got out of it for a bit, and I forget what YouTuber it is. He's a pretty famous YouTuber, but he's from Miller's Port up there. I've been to Miller's Port, been to the IGA in Miller's Port, been to the town. Lucent training. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's probably the closest. Oh, when you were doing the fiber optic stuff, splicing. Yeah, because they have a training here too. I think Chris may have taken the fiber training as well, but he never did splicing on a big basis. He didn't pull cable. I mean, he can if he has to in a pinch, but I didn't. What he does. An Irish pub in Dublin, Ohio. There probably should be, if there isn't. All right, number 16. There's a song by Glenn Campbell that mentions which city? The song by Glenn Campbell that mentions which city? I almost dropped my pen. I'm finally getting to put out my Detroit videos, Vinny. They're coming. I think I'm only scheduling them on Sundays, though. And I've scheduled up to October, but I think I had the Ford Museum, the Paquette Museum, Fisher Building. I forget what else, but yeah. Songs with women's names. We've done songs with names. Uh, we have cars coming up. Cars. And we have Halloween coming up. Songs that mention money. Uh, but we could do names again for sure. I think we had some others. I'm looking real quick through here because I'm trying to reorganize my stuff. Like I still have Bimbo's stuff in here that we did. I need to offload it, and but I'm trying to reorganize this stuff. Put an X so that it drops to the bottom of the list. I think we did do animals, but we can do names and animals again. I'll write that down. Names and animals. But coming up, I think next week is going to be cars. Songs that mention cars. And let me tell you, it's a little tough to get popular songs that mention cars. So, what was the question? No. AMC. Yeah. How about the Pinto? The exploding car. Or the Bronco. All right. There's a song by Glenn Campbell that mentions which city? The Gremlin. How about what was the other one? The Thing. Remember The Thing? No, Wichita lineman. I am a lineman for the county. All right, number 16. No, number 17. This song was written in 1936 by Arkansas school teacher Jimmy Driftwood as a history lesson. So there you go, Mike. You and Jimmy have something in common. See, Vinny? Do you use it in one of your OnlyFans acts, Vinny? You dress up in like some, construction hat and a big old harness and tool belt, all that leather, your leather gloves, I guess rubber gloves if you're a lineman. Like the village people. Well, I guess like a lineman. I don't think village people had a lineman. They just had the construction worker. So does it now? Simple Happy Life should know this one. This song was written in 1936 by Arkansas school teacher Jimmy Driftwood as a history lesson. Okay, I'll have to give you I'll give you another hint. All right. Now, this song from 1936, so think about it, it was written by a history teacher as part of the history lesson. And in that history lesson, it included talk of General Andrew Jackson. And the year was 1815. 1850. There you go. Simple Happy Life is on the board. There you go. Isn't that funny though that was written as by a school teacher as part of a history lesson? Jimmy Driftwood. It's a great name. And Mom was 4 at the time. That's so crazy to think of, Mrs. Hopkins. Little Rock, I guess you'd have, well, Benton now because of Walmart. You've got Little Rock, Benton. Hey Jennifer, how are you doing? So I'm surprised you didn't get it earlier, but I think when I mentioned 1815, maybe that did it. Ash Flat. So where's Ash Flat, Mrs. Hopkins? Beethoven wrote this song in 1782. Would that be, he wasn't alive then, was he? I guess he was. How old was he at 1782? Oh, he was only 12. 1782. I know you are, Benny. But you know that's what I like. Are you, Jennifer? Oh, gosh. Arkansas. Really? Y'all lived in Arkansas? But she was born in California, right? Yeah, it's your job, Vinny. You do it well. You do it well. Who was dancing in the streets of Hyannis? Number 18. Who was dancing in the streets of Hyannis? Actually, I think Mike is winning tonight. So far, so good. Mrs. Hopkins came in late, so she's kind of just hanging. Nope, not Elton John. Let's see. Let's see. Oh. Let me see. Oh, yeah, they still have that shirt. So I just looked up this shirt that I have tonight, this Pink Floyd shirt. They do have it in medium. They're out of large, but they have it in medium, 1X2 to 6X. But it's only $12.87, 70% off. So there you go, Mrs. Or there you go, Simple Life. Get them while they're on sale. But that Beatles, I couldn't believe the Beatles shirt was cheaper. And what did I say that was? $10. Oh, but I think they were about to sell out of those. Alanis Morissette reminds me of hyenas. Oh yeah, I think she has a new something out. I don't know. I don't know. A can of cream corn. Oh, we don't do cream corn. We only do corn nog. And is it? It's almost corn nog season, y'all. It is almost corn nog season. Well, I guess it's here because it's Halloween, but they're already coming out with the pumpkin spice, so corn nog will be right around the corner. That corner. Drop him like a bag of dirt. Oh, absolutely. Oh gosh. Fair weathered friends. Name of the booby. Now I'll have to get you that Simple Happy Life. Thanks for reminding me to do that too. Or I could text Chris right now, which is what I'll do. Because we only have a couple more. Because otherwise I'm like to forget. It may be all right, message delivered. I just heard it ding. Corn nog. So corn nog is it's kind of like eggnog, but it's corn nog. And I guess it's a thing from The Simpsons. Corn nog. You'll find it right next to the cream deals, of course. Absolutely. I never watched that show, but our friend Bimbo used to talk about cream deals and corn nog and corn nog season. So it comes in a carton, just like eggnog. Oh no, I almost ended stream. Stop sharing. Yeah, Bimbo was obsessed with corn nog. She only mentioned beaver butter once, though. And I don't know if she's the one that mentioned beaver butter. I don't know if she got that from The Simpsons or. But don't ask me. Oh, send the link, please. All right. We're getting somewhere. They are fruit of the loom. Simple Happy Life. Now, they're not sheer, but they're not they're not much. It's all this material. So there you go, y'all. All right. All right. So who we got? We got Boston. Simple Life got the Belle of New Orleans. Who got Boston? That was Mike. Number 19. Despite the song's title, Seeger never actually visited this city when he wrote it. He chose the city simply because it sounded exotic and far away. Yeah, the problem is my shoulders aren't wanting to hold up these boulders anymore. It was good, Jennifer, but let me tell you, just breaking that lasagna was a pain in the butt. But if you want something to do with your leftover lasagna, if you're like, don't like waste, because if you make lasagna, you're always going to have those broken pieces. And since I bought 2 boxes, I had a lot of broken pieces. So that's why I decided. And I'd heard about that soup and I just had never made it. And like I said, I just threw it together. I read a few recipes and then I do my own thing with it. Saginaw, not Saginaw. Oh, you mean me showing my sports bra? I mean, it is a sports bra. Kokomo, no. Oh, I forgot about Kokomo. I could totally use that. Maybe in another episode. No, that would be come on. Y'all know this song. I think it was on his live album too. In fact, I think it was one of his rockinest lives. Bob Seger, come on, y'all. Vinny, he's a I didn't know he was from Michigan. Hollywood. No, it's Oh, thanks, Jennifer. Yeah, today I did a live real quick and I just made some potato soup for tonight. I'm already souping it up. I love soup. And Americans are so funny to not eat soup in the summertime because a lot of cultures do when it's hot. It actually cools you off to eat um, hot things. That's why the Saudis do their tea, hot tea, several times a day uh, to try and stay cool. Vinny got it with Kathmandu. That's right. And he actually spelt it that way instead of with the H, Kath, because he said Americans would understand it better. All right, so we have Vinny with 4, Mike with 5, Simple Life with 1. Yes, Hollywood Nights and those high rolling hills. I actually listened to that song going through the Hollywood Hills on the way to the club, as the kids say now, club. Yeah, it was a big hit. All right, we're down to number 20. And then we have number 21, club. How you doing? See, these are all like Southernisms. We're used to it down here. Number 20. This is considered Tony Bennett's signature song and was written in New York by George Corey and Douglas Cross. Douglas Cross. That's Douglas with 2 S's. Douglas. Not New York, New York. That was an earlier one. Then Mike started answering everything with New York. And not Chicago. Nope. We're going West Coast. Tony Bennett, it was his signature song. He may have even sang it with Thank You, Simple Happy Life. He may have even sang that with Pearl Jam. I don't know, did he? Tony Bennett perform. That's a lot of typing. No, he did not perform that with Pearl Jam. All right. But didn't Tony Bennett, didn't he do something with Pearl Jam? Oh, Pearl Jam? Yeah. Okay, so he rotated in groups with Pearl Jam and Nirvana. Yeah, he did the Lady Gaga thing. I don't know. Eddie Vedder, he sang with a lot of power and a lot of conviction, but I don't know. He just sounded constipated. Constipated. I knew a little kid from West Virginia. I think he was in here in Atlanta and they'd been traveling, so eating a lot of crap. No, no, they were here a few days and he looked at his dad. He said, "Hey, Daddy, I'm constipated." Funniest damn thing. Eddie Vedder's hot or Tony Bennett? Oh, Vinny. You know, you're going to lose her subscription to your OnlyFans, Eddie. I mean, Vinny. Oh, yeah, he did symbol. Oh, gosh. All right. Oh, and I did some news in the beginning of the broadcast. So if you missed that, you may just want to replay like the first 5 minutes or so. Of course, you kid, Vinny. Of course. All right. Number 21, the last song. This surprised me. Jimmy Buffett's sister married novelist Thomas McGuane, and Buffett spent time at their ranch near this town that inspired one of his songs because of its nightlife scene. Jimmy Buffett's sister married novelist Thomas McGuane, or Guan, and Buffett spent time at their ranch near this town that inspired one of his songs because of his nightlife scene. It wasn't Margaritaville. I don't think that's a real city name. Should be though. I'm surprised they didn't buy an island and name it Margaritaville. Not to New Orleans. Very good, John Dwyer. Welcome. Thank you. It was. No, it's it's real if you believe. Oh, hike with Mike. Very good. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That is crazy, Mike. That was so good. I've actually been to Livingston. And the crazy thing is, I did not know this bit of trivia, even though I'd been to Livingston until today. Livingston is in the middle of Montana. It is well, it's outside of Billings and it's fur piece out. But I think also I think, I think Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn lived there. And I don't think I knew that until after I'd been there. But it is a cool town. I have photos. I got to do some travel, like photo montages. But Livingston was a cool town because they had a lot of, Montana has a lot of neon signs still, which is very surprising. Very surprising. But Livingston didn't disappoint with the neon signs, but I'd call them trying to think what town to compare them to. Hmm. Maybe like downtown Newport Richey. You know, it's not the sprawl and the malls or anything, just the town. So you had like these buildings from 1800s, probably the bank, but it had a nice shopping area. And I went to a thrift store there. I'm trying to think if I bought anything there. at the thrift store. I don't think I did because I had already bought like a vest in Ennis, Montana. But yeah, but Livingston is a cool little town. Surprisingly cool. Montana was just a surprise all around. Buffett music was background soundtrack music for living in absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it is. It is, Mike. But a lot of I don't know. I don't know. Tarpons, maybe I should consider it more like Tarpon Springs. Like downtown Tarpon Springs, not the sponge docks or anything. All right, so Mike, you win a plastic bottle cap today. Congratulations. Because, I know you'll keep it out of the oceans. I know you will. I know you will. Mike, I think you need to do a video on graffiti, not doing graffiti in state parks and parks and nature. Something like that. I've been trying to find one of those things. I know, Mike. Just ask me. I might have anything, because I'm pretty much ready for the apocalypse. I appreciate now. I do watch some preppers. I've been watching, the Swede. I like his stuff. Um, but when I was a kid, I got involved in like survival stuff. So whether it was identifying plants to eat in the wild or things to eat in the wild, or I won first place in team building of a bridge out of two sticks and a rope. I won fire starting. I got a blue ribbon in fire starting. I am your fire starter, your pumpkin instigator. Da-na-na. Envy your bottle cap. Oh, you know what? You can always use it as a little pasty too. Speaking of boobs, you can just put it right there and you're good to go. Good to go. You just need another one. Which is when my dad had his heart triple bypass. He ended up with a herniated like area here where they cut down the sternum. And so he always called it his third. He's like, some people have a third eye. I have a third boob. And he always teased about like getting some pasties and twirling them. But what sucked about that, I had to buy like two pairs because he had three he had to cover. And I did buy them for him for his birthday. Like some really red ones with sequins and then really long tassels. I know, but you need to like put like no graffiti and nature things that don't mix. But you just did hike with Angry Mike. I was a Girl Scout and I was what they called a Pathfinder. It was girls and boys together scouting, doing scout stuff. We earned badges. We did all this stuff. Soap carving, making models, except they wanted to have the girls do all the crap stuff. Cooking, candle making, and all the guys got to do the soap carving. I went for those badges. They didn't like it so much. I went for the boys' badges. Oh, I was a brownie, actually. I was a brownie, not a Girl Scout. And I don't know why. I don't know. they disbanded, or we couldn't afford it, or what happened. Well, I think that's when we transitioned to that other church where I was a pathfinder. Jennifer, are you talking about my scouting history or my church affiliation history? My church affiliation history explains a lot of craziness. A lot. Bong making. Is that what you specialized in, Vinny? Bong making and enemas. Oh gosh. Yeah, if I say pathfinders, anyone who knows anything about religions and their social groups, they'll know exactly what religion that came from. Yeah, I got lucky. We had a sponsor that sponsored my camp week. So I would go, it was a church camp because everything I did was involved with the church on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. And then I joined the adult choir. So I went to choir practice for that too, one night a week. School camp when I was 16, which requires. Yeah. So what'd you do? You hollowed it out to make the pipe part of it? I mean, because those you can't inhale too much, or you burn your throat. You burn your throat, man. See, simple happy life. I don't know. Mike would admit to doing any stuff like that, but Florida. If he moved to Florida when he was 13, he was definitely exposed. But Florida, we had what we called square grouper. So you'd get like, stuff that would wash ashore off of boats. And then you could buy like, that would be really cheap. It was ridiculous. It was a little salty there, a little briny, edge to it. But Florida, I mean, just because the import of it, it was everywhere. Everywhere as a kid. I mean, yeah. Hey, Jennifer, how about tampon papers? But yeah, that was interesting about Livingston. I'm going to ask Chris if he even realized that. I bet he didn't. Bet he didn't. And we did a big loop. We started in Billings. We flew in to Billings. We went to Ennis. From Ennis, we went into Idaho, into Jackson Hole, Wyoming, down into the Tetons, and then into Yosemite. And we stayed in Yosemite like, I don't know, a few days. Actually, outside of Yosemite. And then we were leaving, we went up to Chico Springs, Hot Springs for just the morning. And we were in the pool at the hot springs and it started snowing. And it was mid September. Esmeraldas. The green swamp. I've heard you talk about the green swamp. Is it actually called the green swamp? Really is simple happy life. It looked expensive. We kind of went into town and had lunch. You could see all the ski slopes, which they're so ugly when there's no snow there. And then because you have all these, I don't know, the mountains just look ugly. Might as well, in my opinion, you might as well I don't know, be raping coal mountains or whatever. Mountains of coal. But Yeah, we had pizza that was overpriced, and then the shops you could tell like the shops in the town were way probably overpriced. So yes, giant rolling papers. Yeah. I don't know. The most expensive city I've ever been in probably is Carmel, California. Holy moly. I paid a lot for hotel rooms there. A lot. And I was not on the beach. I was in the town of Carmel, but not on the beach. I don't know about safe either. I know all about mm, I know all about resort workers. So, John, you live in Australia? I had a couple Australia questions today. Had you ever heard of the original I've Been Everywhere? You know, I had a midnight oil question too. Did you ever hear that I did not know that I've Been Everywhere was originally about Australia? Never partook of the devil's lettuce, but I hear these things from stoners. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that, Vinny. I don't know. Green Swamp and four major version of Bigfoot Skunk Ape. Green Swamp. Have I been there? Have I camped there before? Webster, Florida. I'm gonna have to look and see if I've been there. Of course, it's probably changed a lot if I had been there. The Withlacoochee. Hmm. I don't know that I've been there. Haines City, Claremont. So it's south of Claremont. I want some Zephyr Hills corn. I always go the wrong time of year. But there is a guy, there's the corn man on 41 that I bought corn from before. I think his name's Dave, Dan. He has good corn. He was doing Silver King corn. La Jolla Beach. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's crazy expensive. Crazy, crazy. Now, when I was in San Francisco, we stayed in the hotel once because I went to visit my friend Michelle out there. We were in downtown, I think at the Hilton by the Embarcadero. I never thought I'd go out there again until my adopted daughter moved out there. And then we went out there a lot to visit her. So we had a place to stay when we went to San Francisco, which was nice. But she lived out by the Sutro Baths and was that Legion Museum and kind of like Richmond area. So it was nice. We just walk over to Gary and take the bus into town or whatever. Simple, happy life. Oh, yeah. Chris has never. Well, he's drank and smoked. He's never smoked though. So have you ever had a drink Simple Happy Life? Oh, Catholic school uniform. See, now all the guys are going to go crazy knowing that you were a Catholic schoolgirl. I've passed that river several times, Mike, but probably on the lower end, going into Lutz. Simple Life is a good girl. Dan the Core Man. I miss Spartan Dan. It was so good to see some of his videos pop up. Live in Adelaide, where they're having an algae bloom crisis. Oh, yeah. Florida gets those too now, from the fertilizer runoff and stuff and the heat. This year has been pretty decent to Florida so far, but I don't know. Wait till a hurricane hits. Hopefully there won't be one this year. All right, Simple Happy Life. Yeah, you got laundry to do. That's code word for those who don't know of, doing the hanky panky. Have a good one, Simple Happy Life. Great seeing you. I'll see you at Lori's probably before next week. Hopefully she'll do a live. But she was definitely missed this game. Oh yeah, it's terrible, Mike. It's terrible. Terrible. But that's life in America now, right? See, John Doerr, I don't know what his thoughts are, but Australia took care of a lot of that. Right quick. No haste. Yeah, I know you do, Mike. I'm just hoping we don't get hit with anything this year. Because, it's not siding off of our house and stuff. Takes down trees, takes down power, all the stuff. Of course, we don't get it as bad as you, but I don't know. I know that, with Florida, I guess the biggest problem is the damage it does to the nature in general. Because when I go down to Florida, I like the parks, and the parks are just torn up from fallen trees. Yeah, but when I was young, Jennifer, we only went from a hurricane once. We had David was, I think, the biggest threat until it was like after Andrew. It was like they just kept coming. But up until then, Florida was, I mean, they had bad hurricanes here and there, but it wasn't a constant thing like it became or has been. Yeah. See, and that's a thing, a pet peeve of mine, Mike, is I don't like trees around my house at all. And we lived in town. We had a lot of trees around our house, but a lot of them were dying too because they were old trees. So we got to take some out around the house, but yeah, I'm just paranoid of trees. Even we get the snow or the ice, and then the pines just start breaking at the tops because they get so heavy. In my old house, now we've not had a bad storm here, but at my old house, I remember one year we just opened the back door and you could just hear the limbs just breaking and crashing. It wasn't limbs, it was the whole tops of the trees coming down. It was crazy. Salination plants pumping stuff out. I don't know if there's a lot of farmland, you're going to have that. In Florida, they attribute it to the fertilizer runoff. So Yeah, I know, Mrs. Hopkins, that video of your mom being afraid of the thunder, I just wanted to hug her. Mm. Wow. Wow. That's wild. That is wild. Well, hopefully this season will be kind of tame. Isn't there? I know there were a couple others behind Aaron, but I haven't looked to see what else was going on out there. And we have Ferdinand, but he's way up there being bullish. It's just a storm. It ain't even a hurricane. And I'm assuming it's going north and west. But and one of my friends in New Brunswick, she did get a lot of wind from the last storm, and it tore up her. She had uh, her channel is almost off grid grandma, but it tore up her landscape fabric, just ripped it right out of the ground. Oh yeah. See, I don't like any bushes or anything around the house at all. If I can help it. I know that's not curb appeal, but I think it just makes sense to not have bushes up against your house. In my old house, the roots were going because they put in that stupid French drain. And so the roots infiltrated the French drain and went up, and they were blocking the gutters with roots. It was crazy. So we ended up having to take off all the gutters or all the downspouts and pulling roots out of them. It was a mess. I don't know why people in here, I've got stuff I need to get out close to the house. I'd love to do blueberries in my landscape, blueberry bushes, but we do termite treatment, so I can't near the house. Hmm. I'm gonna lay low in September. I got my surgery on the 10th, the 9th. I keep messing that up, and I'm gonna be laying low. I've got a bunch of videos already queued up. But I'll still be doing, except for the day, the 10th. I won't be doing the live that day. Um, but I'll be putting out my regular Saturday tour, garden tour videos, and we'll just skip the 1 week of trivia. So, yeah, I was gonna say if you know when they're coming, but you're in monsoon season now, so but it probably helps a lot. But it's good that Leela is not nervous of the storms. So, John, it was good to see you. We hang out at Lori's prepping for heaven. She's cool. She's very cool. And there's someone else over there from Australia that hangs out a lot. And a Simple Life's gone. She would know her name, something Homestead, but her real name's Susan. I forget where in Australia she's from, though, but she has a farm. She has a farm, and she's written some articles for the newspaper, but she's a very good writer. Thank you, Jennifer. I think it'll be all right. Yeah, I got to go too. I'm tired. It was a great night because you won, Mike. I love it. Somebody other than Vinny won. No, Vinny's awesome. Vinny's awesome. Well, John, if you're still here, you're welcome back anytime. We'd love to have you participate. 8 o'clock every Wednesday, except for the 10th That's why I keep saying the 10th. The 10th is we will not have trivia. My surgery is the 9th, so we'll be good. It was a tough battle, but I'm already doing the next week. We're doing cars, songs that mention cars, and I've already got. It's a little bit more difficult, and it's going to, of course, the 50s, 60s were a big part of that. So, I think I got about 15 of those done. So I need to come up with a few more. I don't have the questions done, just the songs. Sneak peek. Sneak peek. So and then I will add directions we did. Oh, and I just need to delete. Oh, we were going to do songs about money. And I think that one, I'll try and do that one too ahead of time before next week. And then I'll know if we need to change it. We'll do the one about money and then cars, money. And then we'll look at doing more names and animals. So I think that's what we'll be doing. I do believe. So I think that's all that's on my list. Let me look real quick. I think that's it. Wild YouTube, I have nothing else to give you. I haven't seen Pastor Richie the Bible Clown around in a while. So I wonder what happened to him. I hope he wasn't that guy that got caught up in that MRI machine. He may have been, though. He had all that metal stuff on. A lot of piercings in The Clown Preacher. So anyway, I hope y'all have a great rest of the week. I'll see you Saturday for Garden Tour Saturday. Look for that video. We'll see what's happening in the garden. I am so ready for that watermelon. If it gets any bigger, I don't know. It's going to take 2 people to harvest that thing. It's going to be a big one. So, and then we'll be here, same bat station, same bat time next Wednesday. And then Sunday, I'll have a video coming out on my vacation, our vacation, finally. So if you want to see some states, we're starting in Detroit. So we're doing Michigan, then we'll go up to Upper Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa. We're doing it all. Yeah. The Howard Dean. Yeah. Michigan, Iowa, Minnesota. Yeah. I think that was the demise of the Howard Dean campaign for presidency. Such a sad situation. All right. Y'all have a good one. Love ya. Take care. Be good. If you can't name it after me, take it easy. Bye.